Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Primitive Gatherings, and today I have Joanne Blank here as my guest, and we are going to talk about our quilt-along called Betsy. All right, but before we talk about the quilt-along, I just want to give you a little background about Joanne and I. So Joanne and I have been working together here at the shop since the beginning, right? When I decided I was going to open a shop, what was the first thing that happened? Joanne, will you make samples for me? So you've been doing it for many, many years.
Right.
Yes.
And you asked me what would be your favorite thing to make for, and I said, hand applique.
Anything.
And you said, I was hoping you were going to say that.
Absolutely. So Joanne loves to do handwork, and she's been doing it pretty much for a long time. You want to tell them a little bit about how long you've been quilting and stuff like that?
Well, it's been about 25 years, and moved to the area and met you.
Yep.
And I've been doing it ever since.
Yep. And we are
And
so
loving it.
We are so
Loving it.
lucky to have her because, like, for instance, so for Betsy here, we're going to start you off with a fat quarter tower. That's what we suggest. But I had a bunch of other fabrics left over from my previous red, white, and blue lines. And some of them were just red and white, and some of them were just blue and white, and then some of them were red, white, and blue. And I just handed them all over to Joanne, and I said, this is what I want to create. So we had a starting base. We used that fabric line that's coming out now, American Gatherings 3, but then we added a bunch of other fabrics. So if you don't have extra fabrics, you're going to have to go buy some because the fat quarter tower isn't quite enough when I figured out the math. And you don't want the same ones, right? You want the variety.
You want the variety.
Yeah. So Joanne got this, and I said, whenever you're done, we'll do it. But, you know, preferably before 2026 so we can do it as a quilt-along. But
Right.
do you remember how long it took you to do them all?
I always say I don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
And I believe there is over 600 of them. Yeah.
If you say so.
Yep. I know exactly how many there are, but yeah, there is over 600. But we're going to do this as a year-long quilt-along. We'll tell you how many you need to get done each month, so by the end of the year you have it done. And if you get more done, you get more done. If you get less done, you get less done. The good thing about all of our stuff is...
And you can make it any size you want.
Right. It'll be there when you're ready for it.
Right.
Right. So that's what's good about it. And this is timeless, right? This
Right.
doesn't know any age.
Right.
So you can start it now and just keep adding fabrics as you go as well.
Yep.
Okay, so that was how we came up with Betsy. And we thought we'd name it after Betsy Ross because, you know, she did the first flag and, you know, we just want to honor her, and that's why we named it Betsy. So do you want to tell us all the supplies they are going to need besides the fat quarter tower?
Okay. So the first thing you need is a template for cutting your orange peels. And this is the template. And so you need one of those, and then you need the papers that you put the fabric around.
And these look well used, so how many times can you reuse them, Joanne?
Well, I actually never stop using them. But the trick is, say you did this, and then you want to make something with a smaller, you could always cut this out, and then you would still have the same great papers. And you can, you know.
Is there anything special about these papers?
Well,
It's like lightweight cardboard, or what is it, like manila folder?
It's like that,
Okay.
yes. But, you know, you get used to the ones from Paper Pieces.
Right, and we will have a package for you for them. Yep.
Yeah.
We'll have a little kit for everything.
The package you got for me was 180
pieces. Okay.
So that's plenty.
Yeah.
Because you're going to
use them multiple
use
times.
them over and over again. And I've also used them for other quilts.
Okay.
Because you can use these for leaves.
Leaves, not just orange peels. Yes, they can be leaves and,
Yeah.
and even flower petals.
Flower petals. I use them all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's set over here what we all talked about so we don't miss anything. I'm really good at missing something.
Okay.
All right, so I'll just...
The first thing I'm going to use is a pencil for going around my template.
And that's just a regular graphite, like 0.7?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're going to cut out with your good scissors.
Really nice scissors.
Yes, your fabrics. And you can be just sitting in your chair and having something on your lap to draw everything. The only time I have to stand is if I have to iron some fabric,
Okay.
which is good for me because
Yeah, get up once in a while.
yeah, but it's also good for me because doing things in my chair doesn't hurt my back.
Okay, and you have some back issues, right?
And I have back
Yep.
issues. Okay.
So
The
pencil.
other thing I use is the Soline glue sticks.
Okay.
Okay. I
And
will
does
show
it matter
you.
what color that glue is?
I think it's the ones I've
They're
had.
always blue?
I think they're always blue.
Okay.
And
I think I've seen
and you
pink
can
and
buy this, and then there'll be a couple sticks in the package, but then you just keep buying
refills.
refills.
Yeah.
I go through a lot of them because I
Okay.
do a lot of this stuff.
All right, we're just gonna park
And then
them
you
right.
have to have basting thread. Now this a friend gave me because I've gone through all my basting thread because it's thread that you're going to baste with, but then you're going to take it out. So it can be
Kind of
any
like a
kind-
waist thread.
It's a waist thread. I started actually with grandma's thread. Or
The leftovers.
mother-in-law's
Whatever
thread.
was in the family. Yeah.
Because it's old. You
Right.
never want to put that in a quilt.
Right.
And so, but I've gone through so many threads. So,
And does it matter what color it is?
no. Except
Contrasting is nice though, right?
contrast is nice because you're going to take it out.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Then you're going to need thread. And for this particular quilt, I did match my threads, sorta, reds and blues.
Okay. And that red and that blue went for the whole, everyone. It doesn't
Everyone.
matter if some were lighter or
right.
darker.
Yeah.
But if you want, you could have a darker navy or, yeah.
Right.
But you
Right.
really don't need to, do you? You can get by
No.
with, yeah.
Yes.
Because it's a hidden stitch.
Because this quilt is not floral with all different colors.
Right.
For that, I use one thread for the whole quilt.
Okay.
But for this one, I did the two
Good
colors.
thread, not waist thread. Okay.
Oh yeah, those are my good threads.
Yep.
And then I have my other scissors here,
A little snips you use.
which is my favorite scissors
Okay.
in the world. And that I use for
All right.
everything.
What about that?
Okay. I use flatter because we're going to spray this after it's basted on. I spray it with flatter. Then I take it just lightly, and I do a whole bunch at one time.
Yep. And we'll be showing you this in a little bit, but we're just talking about all the supplies now. What about those clips and that threader? Do you need any of that stuff?
No.
Okay.
That's just happens to be my
In your
my
travel-
magnetic thing that
Okay,
I
gotcha.
always have in there. And I use milliners or straw needles.
Okay.
Because I love the
Right. So like our
sharp
binding needle would work pretty good for this too, I think.
You know what? I haven't tried that.
Try it.
I might have to try
It'll
that.
work really
They're
good
a
for
little
it.
long though.
Yeah. I like
used-
an applique needle straw. I like it a little longer.
I like shorter.
Yeah, so whatever, if you're an appliquer, you're an appliquer. You kind of
Yeah.
know what you
Yeah,
like. But
yeah.
so a
And-
really fine, thin, longer, a little bit longer needle.
Yes, and I use this type needle for all my English paper piecing, anything that I want that really sharp point.
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect.
Yes.
All right, so
Okay.
should we get going on
Sure.
our first step? All
Okay.
right, so you want to come
So
over
we
here, I think.
we start with drawing on our fabric with the pencil. Now this is all going to get tucked under,
So you're not going to see it.
so you're not going to see it. And that takes care of that. And so it's just a pencil mark. And oh, I'm going to back up here a second. The template has a 3/8 inch seam, not a quarter inch.
Yes.
Quarter
Built
inch.
into the template.
Built into the template. Quarter inch, I have found, it happened once, and it'll never happen to me again, is if you do the quarter inch, it's just not quite enough.
Too skinny.
there.
Just
Just
you
not
struggle.
quite enough.
All right.
I
So
struggle with it.
Okay.
So
So now, would you do multiples on here? Or
Yes, yes.
could you kind of, do you remember like how many, like, did you do 2, 3 of each one, or what'd you do? Whatever you had fabric for, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I did a bunch,
Yeah.
and then I had a little fabric left over.
Okay.
And in
Yeah,
case-
you
in
gave me a
case
whole
I
bunch of
needed to-
fabric back, yeah.
Yeah, in case I needed to go back.
Okay.
And then you just cut this out with your good scissors,
Right on the line?
right on the line.
Okay.
You don't need to make it bigger. It's not like hand applique with freezer paper where you just press the
Press
freezer
it
paper
on,
on,
yeah.
and then you make your judgment as to what
How
size
big
to
it
go
should
around,
be,
because
yeah.
this is already perfect.
Yep.
So that's your two fabrics, your red and your blue. And then you're going to, now this is my method, and I'm sure there's others out there.
Yeah, there's always multiple
Right,
ways, but
because-
I just
because
asked
I
Joanne.
was taught to put glue all the way around and then put it onto your papers, and I hated it.
Okay.
That was only a one-time deal, because when you try to get that back off, it shreds your fabric a little bit.
Okay.
So I thought, oh, I already purchased the glue. What am I going to do with it? And then I came up with this, and I've probably explained this on videos before.
That's okay,
But
though.
all you have to do is put a little on your paper.
So what Joanne's saying is she has other videos out there that we have done together too. So
Yeah.
maybe we can put them in the the description as well.
So then you just lay that on.
Okay, so you're
Press
doing
it
your
tight.
template down.
Right.
Paper template.
But then I do a bunch of those at one time
Mm-hmm.
in my chair, and then I usually have a book I'm reading, and then I put them under that book to just let it sit there
Like-
a while.
Like what are those things called? Clappers. We call them clappers.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
funny name for it. Clapper, yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to cut my basting thread, and for that I use a chenille needle.
So a big clunky needle.
Yes, it doesn't, or your favorite needle, so it's easy to thread.
Something with a big eye, huh? Here, you want me to do the...
No.
I know, you got to spit on it, don't you?
Yeah,
I always
I
spit
always
on mine
spit.
too. People say, oh, it makes the thread thicker. No, it don't.
And then I try to have a kind of a clunky knot.
Okay, big knot. So you can cut it.
Because I can take it back out.
All right.
Okay, and
All right, so remember we're going to try to go pretty...
Okay, so I never start by a point.
Okay.
You start here.
All right. So, yeah, and then kind of just tip it so they can see on the camera how you're doing that. All right. So you're just turning, and
And
it's
you
not
gotta-
shifting because it's glued down.
Right, and it's kind of, you have to kind of squeeze stuff together.
Okay, Kaylee's coming around the back side of you because I think that's a better angle for you.
Okay.
So these are pretty rough stitches. There's nothing pretty about them.
There's nothing pretty about them.
Okay.
And when you get to the corner, what's so great about this is that you just press it over,
And that point becomes pretty crisp.
and that point is wonderful.
Yeah. And this is all bias, so it should roll around pretty easy.
Right. Sometimes you have to push the fabric down
Kind
a
of
little
like
bit.
a little pleats a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, it's going to pleat.
So I'd say those stitches are like a generous big 1/4 inch, and then
Yeah.
they're like a generous 1/4 inch between them.
You don't want to do them too far apart because of the little,
You
bit,
need
of,
it to-
little bit of gathering you
Yeah.
got in there.
And there's something just kind of very mindless about doing this, isn't there?
Oh. You can do this to the TV.
On an airplane.
You can do it. And you,
Because you can look up a lot. Yeah.
yeah. And things get repeated on TV anyhow.
Yeah, right.
If you really want to see
Especially
something.
I watching YouTube a lot lately, and they just keep repeating themselves. I think just so it spreads out longer.
Sometimes I even take my needle and press that in a little bit.
Okay.
And then make sure you come up.
Past your knot?
No,
No? Okay.
no.
Just
just
to it?
before your knot.
Okay.
And then you just make a slip knot.
Okay.
See how that gets nice and tight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see how it's cinched in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you take it to your ironing board.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually lay a towel
Okay.
on my ironing board. So I don't.
So you got a towel on your ironing spot?
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
to cover the, yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going to do a lot of it, so it'll be fine.
And I'll have a whole bunch, and then I just spray the flatter on it.
Just not soaked,
Okay,
but just,
the reason you do flatter is you do not want starch
okay. Why?
because it makes the fabric too stiff.
Oh, too
Because-
stiff.
so
Flatter's not real stiff.
No.
Okay.
But it does the job of holding it there.
Getting it
because
flat.
when you go around and do your stitching, you really want your fabric to be soft.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Puff up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you're going to just give that a spray, and then you're going to hit it with your iron.
Okay.
Do you put
I do
anything on top
steam.
of it? Okay.
No, I steam iron the back, then I turn it over, steam iron the front, then I turn it over, steam iron the back, and then I let them sit for a while.
Under your book?
No,
No?
no, I just let it to make sure that everything's dry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you have this.
This is one that's completely dry and completely flat into submission all the way here. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it can't get any flatter than that.
And then all you
So
have-
it goes from
Yes.
humpy and bumpy and whatever
Yep.
to nice and flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're just going to find where you ended and start pulling out your stitches. Nothing to it. Prepping is a process. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to find your knot, pull it out,
Okay.
and then it just comes right off.
All right, and everything is just magically
And
just held there.
and none of your fabric frayed or anything.
Right. It's perfect. Yeah.
Yep, and they're perfect.
Okay, so now what do we do with these perfect little shapes?
Okay, so I have a bunch of perfect shapes here, all ready to
Already
go.
prepped and ready to go.
And now we can talk about your background. You take your background square, fold it in half, and just finger press it. And the more of these you do, which I
Ahead.
haven't done now for a little while, but you just judge it. You know you need the same
Your
amount.
eyeball that you're saying.
You're
yeah.
eyeballing it.
The space between here and here, you want that
Yes,
even.
you want that even.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
Then you take your pins, these are my applique pins.
So applique pins are a little shorter. They're
They're-
still sharp and short.
They're sharp, they're short, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
What would we do without them?
Right.
So I just put in at least 4.
4. So it's not going to turn or move on you because you
Do
have
not
4. You just
want
don't
it to
put
move.
1 in. If you put 1 in, it'll slip and slide.
No. Okay, and there's our block. So now you're ready to hand applique it
The
down.
fun part, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have my blue
Pre-threaded
thread.
needle. Okay. So
Okay,
she's
so
got.
I have a knot. You don't have to worry about the size. It can be a little clunky. I always hide it.
Okay.
I don't come from the back.
All
That's
right.
just me.
Okay.
So I fold this over and go in.
All right. So you put it right in the fold.
right in the fold.
Okay.
And then you just go into the fabric.
To the background.
Into the background. Come back up in your fold. Now, the main thing I tell people, if you go back a little bit with your stitch to go back into it, that's what'll give you a stitch line that you don't want to see.
Right.
If you go forward a little bit and come up, that you will see that stitch line. So the trick of hand applique is to go directly into the background right where your stitch comes down.
Right at that same exact point.
Every
And
time.
you can't see a thing.
And you cannot
And that's why this stitch is called a
your
blind hem stitch, meaning you can't see it. It just hides the whole stitch. And it's
Yes.
all in by grabbing that fold.
So if you see on your hand applique that you could see the stitch, you either went forward or backwards. And that's the
Because you could be able to hand applique with a totally different color thread and not see it too.
correct.
We like to do the matching colors as best as we can, just in case we have one that does move.
Right. That's why on florals and stuff that are all mixed up, you can use one fabric for an entire quilt.
Yeah, one thread color, like
thread.
like a beige or something, right?
Well, I have a
What do you use?
I have a favorite.
Taupe.
No,
What is yours?
it's crazy.
Like rose color? Or?
I learned it. Who was the lady that was
Jen
here?
Kingwell told me
Jen-
rosy brown. What did you learn?
You know, you think you're going to go hear a quilter teach something,
Yeah.
and then you think, oh yeah, but I probably know all that stuff.
No, you
And
never
then
know
you
everything.
always learn
Yes,
stuff.
that's why you got to keep learning. Keep
This
taking
is what I
classes.
use.
See, a rosy brown.
And I started that after Jen Kingwell was here.
Yep. Perfect color. And just if you want to know, it's Aurifil 2375,
And
50 weight.
it's wonderful stuff.
Okay.
Wonderful color.
For all your florals, and we'll kind of show you a peek of what Joanne has been up to lately, or one of her quilts.
Okay. So now you're at the corner, and then you might have this little bit of a that fold over thing might be
that
sticking out
turned
just
on
a
the
little.
corner.
So just take your needle, stick it in, and make sure you have one stitch
Right on the point.
right on the point. Oh, got myself in a knot.
Only on camera do we get that one little knot.
No,
right?
I get that at home sometimes too.
Once in a while, right?
Once in
But
a
always when we're on camera.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
And then just stick it right in where you left off. So you have to be able to kind of see.
So it's the same way I put my binding on as well.
I do too. And I do use the binding needles.
Yep.
And that changed everything.
Yeah.
Because I used to do it with a chenille needle,
Oh, really? Wow.
my binding.
That's
and-
funny.
I know.
I know. And now it's so much easier with the binding needle.
Yeah.
And the binding needle, it would be good for this as well. So if you already have those, you're set.
You can try it.
So on our website, we'll have a drop down. So search Betsy, and then we'll have a bunch of items that you can order for Betsy. Because you might have some of them and just need a few things. So we're not going to do like one whole kit and that's it. You'll have a couple options here.
Yeah, because some of this stuff you have at home.
Yep. And it's just going all the way around, right?
Yeah.
Doing that stitch.
And if you really...
And then, you want to see what the back looks like?
Oh, yeah. So that's the hand applique, and there's the back. And then you will have a knot, but I just do it a couple times.
In the
and look,
inside of the shape.
with this kind of thread, look how little you can see that.
Yeah.
And then this little piece here sticking out is where I put it under a little bit after I made my knot.
Cool. So whether you're a seasoned appliquer or you're starting off, they should be able to do this just from this video.
They should.
Yeah. If you've
Yeah.
never done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you're close, you can always come to Primitive Gatherings, and Joanne has her own club.
I have a club called Stitchers Gathering, and we have generally 25 ladies, maybe up to 35,
Yeah,
and it's so much fun. And we do not use machines; it's all handwork.
All handwork,
And
yep.
I think I'm willing to help,
Yep, you are. You're more
But-
than willing to help everybody.
but I think a lot of the ladies there are willing to help anything, because we have so much expertise. I mean, we even have people there now who are doing Sue Spargo stuff. And so it's a big variety of ladies. And so when we get new ones, we're always happy to see, are they doing something different than we are?
Right.
And everybody's willing to share. And hand applique, there's more versions.
Yep.
And even there,
You'll see a couple, and you might find a way that works better for you, right?
right.
I mean,
yeah. And then I get stubborn and don't, somebody shows me something new and I say, no, I'll just do it the way I always do.
because you just have to do what works for you.
Because I have to do what I'm comfortable with.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
and you know that's going to work out.
Yeah.
All right, so you just continue to stitch all the way around, you put a little knot in like she showed, and then you just keep making these until you get how many
Right.
you want.
And for this quilt, I made the exact same number of reds and blues.
Yeah.
And also reds on red, blue on red, each on blue,
Yeah, so what she's talking about is
Yeah.
she's done red on blue,
yes,
so blue on red,
yep,
and then she's done red on red,
yes.
and then blue on blue.
And I think I tried to, when I gave it to you, I had them stacked.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh yeah, Joanne, right, like I'm going to keep them uniform.
When I gave it to you, that was in your hand.
Right, so then after Joanne gave me all the blocks, we pieced them together, and then I hand quilted just a big stitch with a cream thread. I think it was M49 or 049.
What kind of thread was it?
Pearl cotton number
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Valdani, and it had a little bit of cream and a little bit of, like a little, it was variegated.
Okay.
Very slightly. Because, and these cream ones are coming from some of my earlier lines that had those tans in them. More tan, dark cream I would want to call it.
Yeah.
So if you have some of that stuff.
But it got all over the quilt pretty evenly, which looks really nice.
Even though we try to do our best. And just so you know, like all the blues go one way.
Yes.
And then all the reds go another way. And then just another thing, when I was hand quilting it, I would start at the top and do this as far as I can go in my area that I had on the frame. So I did that, and then I start back up, and then I would park my needle here, and then when the quilt advanced, then I would just start again until I ran out. So that is how I hand quilted it. So I love it that this is our quilt.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, isn't that great?
For hand quilting, I also learned you could take a big, long piece.
Oh yes, you can have as much thread as you can handle.
But you could start here, go that direction, and then take the other piece and go the other direction.
Yeah, especially
so you
if you
don't
have
have as many knots.
Right, and especially if you have a frame like I do where people can sit on both sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that, you don't have to have this length of
No.
thread. You can have twice that long and go two directions with it.
Exactly.
Which is wonderful.
So that's just a little bit about the hand quilting and the quilt. And just, if you can't see the binding, I put on one of the stripes that's in the line there. I just like the stripes for binding. They show really well.
Okay. Do you want to tell them how to
Yes, we
sew
gotta
it
tell 'em
together?
about that,
Because
too.
I think that's so important.
Okay.
Okay.
Stress it. You tell them.
Okay. So while I'm stitching this, I've done orange peels before where you sew 4 together,
Go like this.
and then you might have a plain block next door or something like that, and it works perfect. But for this quilt, and I'm thinking, that doesn't work because you want it ironed nice on the
Yeah, you
back,
want your seams to oppose.
and you want them to lock.
Yep.
And so I told Lisa, the most important thing about sewing this together is you're going to have to sew it in rows.
Yes. So one row is pressed that way, and then the next row is
Yes.
pressed that way. So when we put it up on the design wall, you know,
Yes. Yep.
and it does have to be laid out. I mean, you lay it out a couple rows at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So you're not putting, 2 fabrics kind of close together. But this is actually 2 different fabrics. This is a medium blue and this is the darkest blue.
Yeah.
But that does happen no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, it's always going to happen.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. But I think we did a good job of mixing the creams with the dark creams and the light creams. And if you do see a little pin here, this is because I missed quilting. So before I just got this quilt off the frame, put the binding on, and I said, okay, Joanne, we need to get going on this. We need to do our video because everybody's like, when are we starting these quilt-alongs? So here
Yes.
we are, all right?
Yes.
All right, I know she's going to ask me what's next. But
No. But thank you so much for letting me do that.
Yes. Oh, I appreciate it so much. So much. You're a big help to me, Joanne. And we'll have another video coming up soon. So Joanne is going to be doing a tutorial on one of our mini quilts. So look for that as well if you love hand applique. All right, so do we have anything else about Betsy?
No, I think that's it.
All right, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. We'll put a list of all the products that we use in our comments as well, and then go to our website for any of the other supplies that you may need. All right, thank you so much, Joanne. I appreciate all your help.
You're welcome.
All right, take care, everyone, and meet us back here at Primitive Gatherings, where every stitch tells a story.